All right, so we're recording this meeting from, let's see, it's Wednesday the 18th, and it's 1 o'clock, just a little bit past 1. But kind of giving a little bit of direction for the aerospace engineering class. Here's what we're going to have for our first kind of project that we're going to work on. You know, when I'm looking at everything, obviously we're right in the middle of orbital mechanics and you know, going through a bunch of that, going through the notes. I am going to pick up at some point, but because this is kind of this, you know, new format and everything, I want to make it as easy as possible for you to still work on something. And so the first assignment that we're going to work on is actually from my website. So when you go on my website, there's space law and there's an assignment. If you were to click on this, I already have it open, so I'm going to just bring it up. We have this assignment. And so basically what I usually do is I give this assignment and I have the students present in front of the class, and you know, they have to choose something that has been that has had a judgment, so brought to a court, and there's been a judgment on it, and now that is space law. So for example, we've talked about, you know, different companies putting different satellites in orbit, and how you can't just put something in orbit and, you know, not check the orbital path, and it might hit another satellite and destroy that satellite. And, you know, there are some issues that you know, could arise. And then there's also issues about, you know, countries or individuals wanting to, let's say, claim the moon as theirs. You know, obviously, the United States has been the only country that has had a, you know, person on the moon. And there's the American flag that is there. But, you know, there are laws that make it so you cannot just claim a celestial body as, you know, your own individually, or, you know, in terms of a country or anything like that. So there are many space laws, from all the way from things that have fallen to Earth that came from space, and or, you know, moon rocks that were brought back, and, you know, who's are you allowed to own those and all that stuff. So basically what I want you guys to do is choose something that has been there's been a judgment on, and write up a little paper on that. And it you know, a page to a page and a half or 2 pages is fine. We might do some type of presentation. We'll kind of see how that works, but obviously everyone's technology is a little bit different. And I realize that the connections aren't perfect. So you know, I realize that maybe my connection might be spotty at times, or it might be Zoom that might have a lot of people working from home. And so basically we're gonna see if we can do the presentations, but if not, for sure, you're just gonna do this project, and then you are going to send it to me. And I'm going to give you, it is Wednesday, so for this, I'm going to say that we have, let's see, Monday is when we're going to meet again. So I'll give you 1 week for this project. Again, it doesn't have to be crazy difficult. However, I do want to limit as much as possible. I want to limit the you know, duplicates. So because of that, what I want to do is on Google Classroom. So let's go to our Google Classroom. I'll start it right now, and I'll just say, please comment below the space law case you would like to do for this assignment. And I'm going to post that. And now you guys, under the class comments, please don't do anything other than the space law case that you want to do under the comment. But in Google Classroom, you guys can comment on what you want to do. Can you guys all still see the screen, the Google Classroom that that I have up? Brian, are you there, Brian? Brian, I'm going to unmute you really quickly.
Hello.
Are you there, bud?
Yes, hello.
Hey, do you see the aerospace engineering Google Classroom page?
Yes, I do.
Cool. All right, thanks. I'm going to mute you. Cool. So, so this is where you're going to, after you guys do some research and you read through that, which I'll bring that back up again. You know, you read through that and then you, like I said, in terms of the presentation, we probably won't have a presentation, so kind of ignore that. However, I do want you to research and prepare a not necessarily presentation. We'll see if we can do that, but at least a paper that describes the span of the dates involved, the countries or companies or maybe individuals that were involved, the major influences on the decision, and the potential outcomes if space law did not exist. And so it's, like I said, it's a pretty easy project, but I think it's a very, you know, good, very first project to do in this sort of format. Yeah, and then if things are going well, you know, after this, we'll kind of get back into orbital mechanics and go from there and check that out. But that's really all I wanted to, you know, get you guys working on. I will, like I said, post this, you know, direct you on Google Classroom to where this is on my website and, you know, kind of explain what I expect of you. You know, maybe a page to 2 pages max, I would say. But that's what we got going on. All right. Do you guys have any questions for me? You guys can either unmute yourself or you guys can chat, use the chat if you have any questions for me.
Okay, yeah, this is Anthony. So talking about space laws, does it have to be like specific cases, or is it just like general laws, or is it a mix of the two?
It's cases is what I'm looking for that have been ruled in court. So it might not be from the United States, it might be from another country, but you know, for example, somebody has said, I declare Jupiter, you know, property of my estate or trust and whatever. And so, you know, that then if they're the very first ones that have ever done that, then that would have been brought to, you know, in front of a judge who would have ruled on that. So yeah, I'm looking for cases.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Any other questions on that? Tristan, are you still struggling a little bit to see what's going on? Tristan, I'm going to unmute you. Tristan, are you there?
Yeah.
Oh, you're good now. I just saw.
Yeah.
Okay, cool, man. All right, I'm gonna mute you. Anyone else from my aerospace engineering class that has any other questions? I think some of my principles of engineering students are starting to come on because I gave the same meeting code. But I intended this to only go until about 1:15 or so. All right, so if there are no other questions from aerospace engineering, basically you're looking at project 3.1.2, which is on space law. You don't need to make a presentation. I would like that if I could unmute you and you could maybe just give a brief summary of what the case was that you guys researched. But as soon as you pick a case, I want you to go under the Google Classroom for aerospace engineering. And in the comments, I want you to put the case that you want to do. And it's going to be a kind of first come, first serve thing. So if someone says, hey, I want, Growler versus the, United States of America from this date, and they were the first one to do that, then they would get that case. And then we'd kind of go from there. All right, cool. All right, aerospace engineering students, that's all I have for you. I'm going to stop the recording, and I am going to try to post this recording to at least my website. I would put on my website for sure, but I'm going to try to post it to Google Classroom as well. All right. All right, I'm going to stop recording. Thanks, guys. And if you have any questions, you can always email me or comment on Google Classroom. All right, aerospace engineering. Thanks a lot, guys. I'll see you on Monday.